Just tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
What's up, everybody? This quilt behind me has a super secret special surprise supposedly somewhere inside. Stick around to the end to see what that is. So in this video, we are going to be learning how to make a pocket on a quilt. But I'm not going to show you what's inside there just yet. Now, this can be done with a variety of different quilts, a couple different patterns that work really well for this. The Turning 20 and the Craftsman pattern. Both of these, shameless plug, are on our website, so check those out. Now, there's a couple examples here. This one, as I said, is the Craftsman. Nice layout. And this one here, this is also a Craftsman. These are both Craftsman. The quilt behind me is the Craftsman pattern, but the one I'm going to be working on is the Turning 20 pattern, and also Not Your Mama's Garden. Also check that out on our website. What you're gonna need for this, some fabric, some interfacing, and a zipper. Now, the measurements for this are gonna depend on the size of the pocket you're making. What you're gonna do is you're going to make your quilt, complete it, long arm it, totally done. From there, you're gonna choose a big block area, like you can see right here, and we're gonna use that to base our measurements off of to make our pocket. For my quilt here, I've chosen this block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out my block and then add an inch to those measurements and cut my fabric out to that size. You'll see why in just a second. My finished quilt block is 9 3/4 inches square, so I'm going to cut out a 10 3/4 inch square out of my fabric. You're going to need 2 pieces of fabric for this, as well as a piece of interfacing. I'm going to just lay those all together and then cut them out all at the same time. Now, if my fabric's cut, I'm going to take one piece of my fabric, put it right side down, and then I'm going to iron the fusible onto the back of it. Now, I've got my 2 pieces. I'm going to put them right sides together. Now, for the next step, we're going to make the marks to put in our zipper. Again, personal preference as far as the size or the orientation. If you wanted to even do it on a diagonal, you could, just whatever there. I'm just going to go in 1.5 inches from both edges and probably 1.5 inches from the top, and we'll call it good there. And then I think I'm just going to go 1/2 inch as far as the little width here, and you'll see the template for this on the pattern. Alright, so my zipper's going to be going right here. Now, I'm going to go into the center of this, which since I did 1/2 inch rectangle, I can just mark the 1/4 inch to my center. You're going to draw a line down the center. Once you have this marked, you're going to make a little triangle going from your corners to your center. You're going to cut this center line and then cut down both sides of this triangle. Don't cut all the way through. Then we'll just use some scissors and snip out the very end of it. Next, you are going to take this little slit that you made, fold it over to the edge of your rectangle, and then press that down all the way around. With that first side done, go ahead and do the same thing to your other piece of fabric. Now, with your pieces ironed, you are going to take them and put your 2 pieces of fabric right sides together and just line them back up how they were originally. Now, you're going to stitch all the way around the perimeter of your square. And you want to leave about 1.5 inch, 2 inch hole down on one side. And then we'll take this once it's all sewn and we're going to flip it inside out, or right side out. One thing I should say here is that I'm going to sew a 1/2 inch seam all the way around this. Now, with that sewn together, go to that little hole that you left there. You're going to turn the whole thing. Actually, you don't need to do that because this is the hole.
What? You have to leave the hole.
No, because this is the hole.
What do you mean?
You don't need a hole to turn it inside out. Your zipper is your inside out hole.
Yeah.
Go ahead and turn it inside out.
Okay. You can get this on film. This is the first time that Tanko and I have argued about something quilting related that I'm right.
Nope, something's wrong.
Oh, that's right. That's exactly what it's supposed to be.
That's just moment in history yet.
Yes.
I'm wrong.
I'm grabbing it. Yeah, I don't know why that wouldn't work.
So you don't actually need to leave that little hole there because your zipper hole can be the hole you use to turn the whole thing inside out or right side out. Now we're going to install our zipper. Now for this, you can use Steam-A-Seam, you can use glue, you can pin it, whatever you want. I'm going to use Steam-A-Seam for this one just because it's my personal preference. I gave my pocket a little extra press just to help everything lay flat. I'm going to measure where I want this thing. Obviously I want it to close all the way, so just go right there. Then I'm going to measure over, and I'm probably just take it almost to the end of the pocket itself. Next I'm going to take the Steam-A-Seam and stick it down. Okay, now, very carefully, I'm going to insert this into this flap and make sure that your side with the fusible is facing up. That's going to be the top side of your pocket. Now that I have this in there, I'm going to steam it one more time and stick everything together. And then from there, I'm going to just sew right along the edge of this opening all the way around. I did stop for 1 second and match my thread to my pocket. Just a little pro tip to make things really stand out. Once you have that in, go ahead, press the whole thing out flat, and then we'll apply it to our quilt. Next step is to stop and admire this gorgeous fabric. I mean, come on, really? Now, we're gonna take our pocket and line it up over the top of our square. That way it will just kind of hide in the quilt. And from here, you are gonna need to actually get the pins out and pin this. Now that we've got our quilt in place, we are going to sew it on. And there you go. Our pocket is finished, and hey, I think it looks pretty good. Actually, there's something in here. What is it? Is it a like? Is it a subscribe button? Actually, it's a coupon code for 15% off all kits on our website. Thank you so much, guys. Please, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. It means the world to us, and it's super easy to do. All the materials that you've seen are available on our website, so please check those out and take advantage of this great coupon code. And hey, it's always nice to have a little surprise. You're welcome.
You're giving me a hard time.